Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Monday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see you. Man, today was one of those days that definitely, it's actually been a couple days that has squeezed a little out of me, if you would. I was going to go live so much earlier. My plan was to actually go live about 5 hours earlier. But this pancreas of mine, I'm telling you, sometimes it doesn't want to really work with you. So here we are before it gets upset at me again. But so thank you for all the love, all the New Year's wishes that I've been getting and still are coming. Thank you. I appreciate it. As you're joining me live, let me know you're here. Would love to know who's here, who's not here. You guys have obviously given me so much love on my first skit of 2023. My goal is to become a speaker. So, hey, taking off. So I'm telling you, take a look. And so yesterday, I talked about wrapped up 2022 and talked about a couple of things I'm doing, no resolutions and that kind of stuff. One thing I forgot to tell you is remember we talked about one of the things I talked about is like my word of the year. And I had chosen the word impact, and I wrote it on this container. This actually used to be a protein powder container, and so I wrote it on this, and I didn't share with you what I do with this. So a lot of you do know what I do with this, but most of you don't actually know what I do with this. So what I do, that's the year and my word. And every day I put in here, I take these 3x5 flashcards, flashcards, and fold them in half, right? Put the date, and I put down what I am thankful for that day. Fold it, I drop it in there. And this would be my fourth one. So, which is really cool, right? Fourth year. One day I'll pop these open and go over and see, that day. And so that's what I do with that, and that I call that my gratitude jar. So every day I put a flashcard in there, being grateful for one thing that day. Now, then I talked about my word, which was impact. Now, let me talk about your word and what it can mean to you and what it can mean to a whole lot of other people. So I put out a post today, and I posted it in so many different groups. I posted it in like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 groups or something. And I asked people to share their word for the year. And I got some responses. The funny thing is I got no responses on my own wall. But within other groups, I've had like 30, 40 responses. Kind of interesting. But so I picked out 7 of what I really liked. And I want to share these words with you that you have picked for 2023. These are your words, right? Well, including one is mine. I obviously got to throw mine in there. Kind of like mine, partial to mine, kind of, So I'm going to share these with you, and then I want to share a concept with you that I was thinking to myself today as I was going over these words, right? As I was going over your responses, if you would. So the first word is my own word. I'll use mine. Is impact. Impact, right? The second word somebody used was believe. Third, intentional, determined, focused, leadership or leader, responsibility, right? Or responsible. So if you take these words, you got impact, you got believe, you got intentional, you got determined, you got focused, you got leadership, you got responsibility. Man, you throw all those in there, that's a heck of a recipe for success. Don't you think so? I was dissecting, well, not really dissecting, but I was deep diving into these words today, and I'm like, wow, these are some good words. Like, these are good. Like, these can make a difference in your life, right? I mean, if you really play this word, let's say your word, out in your life, it could play a big role in your life, right? I mean, if I really go after and be impactful this year, don't you think that would really have a big effect on me and my life as a whole? Remember, we're going with what if statements, right? What if, right? So here's one thing I want to drop on you. Well, who says I got to go with one word only? I mean, I can take all these and incorporate them into my year. Could I not? Could I not take, for example, responsibility and incorporate that into my everyday life and make sure that I hold myself accountable and responsible for things and not everybody else to blame? Wouldn't that be a word that I could use day in, day out? Would that be helpful in my growth as a person or my success journey? Another word that I had, this was my last year, the year before, and that was intentional. I love that word. That's the year I did everything with intention, and it actually paid off. I don't know why I took off gas, but focused, determined, believe, leadership. I mean, this is what I want to share with you. What if, the what if statement, what if you actually carried out your word for the entire year? I know resolutions, mesolutions last 14 days, and I'm asking you to take this all the way to 365, 364 plus days or 4 days. I get it. But what if you did that? What if you actually took your word intentional and you actually ran with that for 12 months? What if I ran with my word, impact, for a whole 12 months? What if I ran with that and I made sure that that word plays out in every day of my life? What if I did that? What if everybody took their word and ran with it? Man, that would be a pretty, I don't know about you, but I kind of would like to live in that world or city or town, right? I was thinking about that today. You throw all these words out, right? You got this word, impact, believe, leadership, responsibility, intentional, determined, focus. You got all this stuff, right? And you're hot, excited about 18 hours. You know what I mean? Like 14 days. But what if you and I actually took our word for this year and we ran with it for the entire year? Imagine the impact. Imagine the impact that would have not only in your life, in my life, and a whole bunch of other lives combined, right? I love the word responsibility in there because, we got to stay responsible for our own actions. But if you only took responsibility for your word, because you chose it, you chose that word for this year. So if you took responsibility and ran with that, and I did the same thing, right? And a few others did the same thing. Would that be a good crowd to be in? Would that be an environment you'd want to be in, or participate in, or hang around in, or hang out in? Hang out. Yeah, I would think so, right? So my commitment to you is that I'm going to do my absolute best to remind myself constantly of this word that I've picked for this year for myself, impact. And I'm gonna just remind myself on a daily basis, and I'm gonna run with it. I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna run with my word. And I'm asking you, if you haven't picked out a word, that's totally okay. It's not like, oh my God, I'm done for 2023. You know what I mean? Pick out a word that just stands out when you think about 2023, how you envision 23 to be for you. So pick that word that stands out and just kind of dissect the word and get into it and like learn it and understand it, and just, you chose it, run with it. And hey, if you haven't shared your word with us yet, what a wonderful opportunity for you to drop it in the comments below. Say, my word for 2023 is, drop it in the comments below. Let this feed grow. I appreciate you guys. Hey, if you feel like this was worthy of sharing, do what you got to do. Spread the love, share a couple, and tag a couple people onto this, and we'll take it from there. And until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. Much love.